Let's see if we could get a knife blade out of that. In this video, we are going to go and look for flint and chert. We're also going to show how to make stone tools, arrowheads, spear points, knives out of this chert that we find. I'm looking where I can, but even with limited option, I'm still finding stuff. It's really good stuff. This almost looks as if it is a limestone, but it's so high quality that I should see if this sparks. I should give it a test. I got this too. It's not so great, but
that quartzite stuff.
Something to mess with. Video, we are going to go and look for flint and chert. We're also going to show how to make stone tools, arrowheads, spear points, knives out of this chert that we find. High quality limestone. You could nap that.
Many rocks to look at.
No rocks. None.
We just kind of like to get a feel of what kind of stone is in the area.
Somebody cooked some fish right here. I see some pole holders. Charcoal. Somebody cooked fish there. And there. There's probably huge fish in here. Man. Just walk around a little bit. I really love spots like this. I got my fishing pole, I got my license. It's just my fishing pole is a ultralight. I don't know what I'll hook in here. I don't want to catch a sea monster. Break the pole. And that. What an awesome spot. Wow, man. Can't find flint. Even at a spot like this. This is so freaking beautiful, man. Even at a spot like this, you could find stuff to knap. Perfect. I'm gonna leave that for another napper. So the way archaeologists determine the date on things, and I wanted to explain this. This will get covered over time. This little fire pit here. See how the stuff is already washed out? That's a movement of a site. This will be an archaeological site someday. Within like a week, it'll be an archaeological site. And that'll be called, I'll give it a name. What do we call it? Fisherman Fire Pit Archaeology Site 12. So, okay, Site 12 right here. We found a piece of charcoal. Now I touched it with my hands, so the site is ruined forever. Because I touched it with my hands, the site is ruined forever. You cannot get an accurate date. You cannot get any information. I mean, you could get a little information, like if there's fish bones here. You could see what kind of fish they ate. But when you touch things with your hands, you ruin the dating. There is a modern drug right there. So you might be able to get some DNA off of that. Alright, so when you touch it with your hands, let's say you're touching an ancient site, it'll throw the dating off. I'll put up some information here so you could, I don't really know how to accurately describe it, so I'll throw up a screenshot here showing how the dating process works. But when you touch it with your hands, you throw the dating off. But most of the site here, for example, this is a good example. Let's say Paleo-Indian camped right here 12,000 years ago. You see this being washed down, the charcoal being washed down into the river? A lot of sites were lost like that, or just entirely buried by huge mudslides coming through. Very deep, like 8 feet down. There might be something right here. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome to me. But anyway, I'm just rambling. But you can date sites with charcoal like that. You just got to do it with the right machinery and the right technique. You get an accurate date. Well, within hundreds of years at least. So it could be plus or minus 100 years or 200 years. But you get a fairly good idea of when it happened. And I'm sure they will advance that technology soon enough. Alright, I'm done rambling for here. Man, should I fish here? I'm not going to catch anything. I don't really have bait. Could try to dig up a worm or something. Alright. Get back to you guys if I come across anything around here. This is just a stop on the road. There's Miss Leah looking at the river. Right there. The amazing Susquehanna. Be back soon, guys. When I was doing archaeology in Connecticut, I was working on a spot that looked like this. Much narrower of a river. And the ground looked like this. And I was doing test pits with I forget what it's called, but it's two shovels. Clamp them together and you pull the dirt out. And we were putting them into the sifting machines. And I wasn't this close to the river there. It looked very similar to this, just narrower, like I said. But we were up by the knotweed, like what's up there. And we were looking to protect the site. It was in a major city. And we were just digging, and I was digging and pulling. This is before I got sick. I was digging and pulling the things out, and I noticed I was starting to get chest pain, so I was kind of bummed a little bit. But I was working hard. I was digging the hole. I forget how deep we had to go down, but it was pretty deep because of this muck. The sites are buried deep. And I pulled out a couple pieces of ceramic, a couple flakes. No points or anything like that. But on that day, I got really sick. That's when I first hurt my shoulder. Something happened, and I had pain in here, straight through to here. And I was like, something's up. And I sat down, and I was sweating a lot, and it wasn't that hot. I was like, what the hell? And then I started puking, and I was like, what the hell? What the hell's going on here? So I got really scared, and I talked to my manager, and he's like, all right, go home, get checked out, whatever, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I went home. I think I went to the ER, and they're like, no, your EKG is fine. It's not your heart. Go home, whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I called my boss back to tell him what was up. And he was like, yeah, no, with something like that, we got to let you go. So try to find another job somewhere else. I was like, what the hell, man? I had one incident.
Well, they had a quota of how many?
They had a quota of how much had to be done in a day. And because I got sick, they fell behind on the quota. And I guess me getting sick screwed them. So, but this spot here reminds me of that. And I did find pottery, ceramics, woodland period stuff. So I don't know what happened with that site or anything because I got laid off, fired, whatever you want to call it. But still good memories. I love doing that stuff. And I'm going to be doing it again. Soon. Soon. So for anyone new to the channel, with that story, I had thyroid cancer. That's what was wrong. They fixed it 6 years ago now. They took it out. I'm good to go. I have some side effects, but I'm still doing this kind of stuff, so I am good. But that's what happened. Orthopedic doctor wanted to do an MRI of my shoulder, and when they did the MRI of the shoulder, they saw the cancer in my thyroid. So then I never got my shoulder fixed because I had to go get the cancer fixed. So now I'm trying to fix the shoulder, and I'm in physical therapy right now. I have a week off from physical therapy. They canceled, not me. So I figured I'd come do this and film.
Well, this is its own kind of healing.
Yeah. I always want to go in, but the fish. Fish chasing little fish. All right, let's go make sure we aren't getting towed. Cause I hear.
Yep.
Hear a thing. All right, so I am going to get back on the road and look for more rocks and stuff like that. maybe stop it if I find any ancient sites or anything that I could talk about that's actually reported, like a recorded archaeological site. Maybe I'll go over that, stop some places, I don't know. I'm kind of just winging this whole trip, but I'm loving it so far. So, come on guys, let's go. We got stuff to do. We can't just stare at a pretty river forever.
Sure we could. Sure we could.
Alright, heading out.
We just came over to this park just to get a little walk in. And guys, look. Do you know what that is? That is pineapple weed. If you take some, crush it. Oh gosh. You smell it. It smells so good and it smells like pineapple. And you can make it into a tea. Look at it, it's all here. This is really, really rare for me to see. I never see this stuff. I'm pretty sure Pennsylvania is the only place I've seen it, honestly. And it smells and tastes so freaking good. Unfortunately, we are on a ball field, so I don't know if they use any herbicides here. So I'm not going to pick any. But that's so exciting, look.
Rupert Covered Bridge was built in 1847 by Jesse Beard. Cost him $1,600. There it is. There's the crew. The bridge was damaged during a flood. And the waterway it's over top is called Fishing Creek. So I should probably fish in there then. And there it is. So there is Fishing Creek. And there's Rupert Bridge. Covered bridge. Look at that. That is a good looking bridge. Carpenter bee floating in the air up there. Oh, just go to fish. And some beautiful creeks around here. On this side, it's all on the other. So we could get up on the highway over there and come down. Built in 1770. Looks like they have shiploads. Truck is having issues.
Jeez.
Bet you that's what dinosaurs sounded like.
What do you say?
Right here in the gravel, right next to the sidewalk is some jasper.
Oh wow.
It's just gravel. They chopped it up for... Look at that.
Is that it as well? I know.
Let's find out. No. I don't know what that is. Looks like it, but... White cherry stuff.
Weird.
Let's look at this real quick. Grainy. Knappable stuff. It's not the greatest. I should have my flint and steel to test if it sparks or not. Are not pets.
Why not?
Oh, this has all the state animals. Is that a potato? Don't feed the squirrels potatoes.
It's another spot along the Susquehanna.
So, picked up some salmon, and I already ate one, and what I did was I dipped it in horseradish that I bought at this place. The place is called Wild for Salmon, and it is amazing. That is like the best salmon I've ever had. And I split it with Leia. She took half, I took half, and it was fillets, like really thin and really good. Salty, but good. And then this is a traditional smoked. So I'm going to try this in a little bit. It's still thawing. It's already cooked. It's already smoked. It says ready to eat.
Horseradish.
And that was super spicy, super good. My nose is still running from it. Look at that.
Smoked salmon.
Wow. I think I got my new favorite travel treat. It's almost like a super soft jerky, but it's salmon. Wow, super salty, but super good. Creeks. This stuff is called basinite. Got a little bit of it. Some of it's good, some of it's not. I'll be able to get points out of all that. Look at that. That's going to get a nice point, even with the cracks. Smaller points out of that. Good stuff. PA rock. So far, so good. First few days of the next rock trip. Got quite a bit of stuff. This is only one bag. Alright guys. I will be probably out about another week. And then I'll be uploading. I got the hammerstone from right here. It's nice and heavy. It's got a spot for my thumb to rest. And that'll work. And I'm going to test stones as I fish, as I look around. I'm down at creeks like this, I'm looking for something that looks like limestone. And right here, there's flint sticking off of the limestone. So now I know there's flint in this area. That is flint. This chunk of stuff right here is flint. See if I could get it off in one piece. Hang on. See, there's the limestone. So this whole piece is limestone with the exception of this stuff, which is the flint right here, very small on the surface. So now I know there's flint here with this limestone. So I'm going to fish a little bit and look around as I go. A heck of a lot of flint. I'm seeing a little bit, but that doesn't mean it's not here. It just means it's not here a lot. So I'll keep looking around, keep fishing. I'm not really catching anything either. Just saw a fish jump though. Keep looking.
Yeah.
Hear that ring?
Mm-hmm.
Usually means good material. It's cherty. It's limestone with chert. So you can knap this. You can use this. It's just rough, but it'll work, and it's very, very sharp. You could knap this real quick into a spear point or arrowhead. See, it flakes. If it flakes, you could use it. Good stuff. Good limestone here. So that is cherty limestone. It has chert in it. Look around a little bit more.
I saw this smooth surface and wanted to check it out. It's not chert. It is some kind of sandstone, but look, it's got fossils in it. See that one? And then on the flip side, there's a whole lot of little fossils. Ah, many fossils here in this sandstone material. There's some really gorgeous ones, look at that. Is anybody good at identifying fossils? I don't know the first thing about that, unfortunately. Looks like we got a few different types.
Picked these guys up at a gas station. It was like 30 cents. Some grubs. I don't know if those are grubs. I don't know what those are. But I'm going to try to catch something with them. It's very freeze cracked and damaged. Can't really use that for too much except for maybe flint and steel for fire starting. And I'll clip that in here how you could use this. I'll show you how you could use this. Stuff that looks like that, you can use it. Okay. Here's some more very weathered flint that you could really only use for flint and steel fire starting, and only this top half here. The flint is right there, The rest of this is limestone. Seems like small pieces here. I'm not seeing any big chunks of this stuff.
Yeah.
As of right now, when I come to a spot like this, I'm not looking to collect the flint here, but I am mapping it. I have a project that I'm working on, and I'm mapping chert locations and chert density, how much chert is washing out into rivers, and was it available to Native Americans in the past, and did they use it? Which, from what I'm seeing so far, yes they did, especially in this area.
Look at it. It's like perfectly just sitting there waiting for you.
I don't think it's flint.
No?
No, I'm going to check it though.
Oh, it might be limestone, right?
Just limestone.
Yeah. It had that nice smooth surface though. Tricked me.
Alright.
Ooh, that wind.
That feels nice. So, for this location, I would say there's probably about one piece of flint, one small piece of flint, minor flint, about one every 10 to 20 feet, which is actually quite high for any location. But sometimes it is way more abundant than that. And in doing this, I get to enjoy stuff like that. Look at that. That is beautiful. So, at this location here, a lot of stuff is covered in this silt. So it's harder to tell what you're looking at when it looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head upriver. I'm going to follow this river today. This is going to be today's journey. Today's adventure is head up the river and see if there's any flint anywhere along this river.
What is it?
I don't know. That's one of the weirdest things I've seen in a creek. It's just a regular stone. It has some kind of an X with patterns on it.
Are they like
I don't know. I don't want to...
engraved in, or?
I don't know. I don't feel an engraving. Strange, man. You find some strange things in creeks. Alright. Head out.
More fossils here than flint. And some underwears. Oh, never mind. Scratch that.
So just an example of some of the stuff you could actually make from creeks. I didn't get this stuff from this particular creek. I got this from a different creek. But this is a spear point for an atlat, a dart. You throw this with a long spear, with a spear thrower. And then this is a limestone-based chert, much like what we found down here. And this is just a knife for cutting. This is a crude knife. This is not a fancy knife. I just percussion shaped this. I didn't do any flaking. Just percussion, just hitting the blades off. I didn't shape the base any. I just wanted to see if it would work, and it made a nice knife. And that's a perfect spear point. I love this thing. Okay, let's get going. We are heading to check out a free campsite, but I don't know. It seems a little weird. There was a guy releasing a wild raccoon at the end of the corner here. He had a cage and he was struggling with it. The thing was backing itself up into the cage like it didn't want to be let go. The guy was insisting. It seemed, I don't know, a little weird, man. Releasing raccoons back into the wild at the end of the campsite. We'll see. I'll get back to you. It's probably going to be weird. Usually if you see something weird going into a free campsite, it's gonna be weird. So, pro tip, trust me on that. Get back to you soon. Let's see if we can get a knife blade out of that. We will try. Looks good in there. Alright. Try to snap it. This is going to be incredibly tough stuff. So I'm really going to have to hit it. It looks good in here, so I don't want to waste that. It also looks good here. I don't want to waste that. I just want to get rid of this chalky junk. See that? I came across a whole bunch of artifacts with stuff like that running through it. The line going through it, man. Weak spot. Gotta be careful. Those overshots. Don't break it. Don't break it. Don't break it. Okay, let's break it. I think is the Cheshire quartzite. I mean, it flakes really good. It's like made of junk metal. There's a fire hydrant, hubcaps.
Oh, it's beautiful. Look at those colors. Nice catch.
Hey guys, in this video we're looking for rocks for primitive stone tools. We're also going camping and fishing, and the scenery in this one is really great. Hope you enjoy. Have a good one, guys.
that. Okay. Oh. Okay, needs that.
Burger time. Mmm. Smells good.
Do you want a pickle?
Mm-hmm. Smells really good. Mm.
Oh.
Okay, so Leah's got powdered milk, and I'll put that in the product list. But I also have this stuff, Trubia, with vanilla flavor that I use instead of sugar in my coffee. And this stuff is great. Like, it tastes really good. 0 calories, 0 sugar. It has vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. I didn't know that. But, like, no sugar. And this stuff is really great. Campfire coffee. It's good. It smells really strong. I'm all tired right now watching now, or I'm gonna be like, trying to sleep. Record myself if I'm like that.
We got breakstones, whipped butter. That's probably too much, but whatever. Oh God.
Problems with filming with one hand and eating with the other. Try throwing an out louder.
I'm not even filming it. Alright, you're gonna edit this to make it look like I kind of know what I'm doing. Alright, butter.
Make sure you say the name of the stuff again.
Breakstones, whipped butter. Whoop. And a little container of Old Bay.
Old Bay.
Oh yes. Clean a pan when you're in the bush. Boil water in it. Got stuff sticking to the pan? Boil some water. It will really help you get all of that stuff up. And you don't have to spend so much time scrubbing.
And you just lick the rest out?
And then you just lick the rest out.
Lick the rest out.
Yes. Also, we'll sanitize it. So if you do 2 changes of water, take that out, scrub it while it's still hot, put another wash of water in, put it back in, and then you have it sanitized as well. spider.
So I wanted to stop here because all right in this area here, along that whole ridge line and on this side, was a bunch of Paleo-Indian sites. And I just wanted to see what the area looked like, see what the energy feels like here. It's pretty crazy. Don't know too much about the specific info. I just glanced in a book, but seems like a pretty special place to me.
It's beautiful. Yep. Oh. You got that on the fly rod?
Yeah. This one.
That's beautiful. Look at those colors. Nice catch.
Tin foil into a plate for the burgers. We're out here on a creek. I just found some flint. For flint and steel, bushcraft survival, and flint knapping. You can make survival tools out of this, and you can make arrowheads out of this. Knives, whatever you need. Yes. Black chert on the creek. Excellent. Always love when I find random flint like this. Yeah. So this is a good piece for flint and steel fire starting, for those of you watching that are interested in that. And if you find a piece that has enough flint in it, get your striker and you can start a fire with your flint and steel.
Show it off more.
So there's slate and shale mixed in here. Little pieces. And it has layers. So if you find, I don't think there's going to be a hammerstone here. I'll try this. But I need a bigger hammerstone. There we go. So this stuff can flake, but it's going to come off in layers, like sheets. And I actually just saw in a museum a point made out of this stuff. An arrowhead made out of this stuff. I'll clip that in so you can see. Cool. You hear that sound? That sound that you just heard, the animal sound, is a chipmunk. It means he's startled.
They go, ah!
Yeah. The doot 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 doot. That's a chipmunk. Gotta clip one in.
Hello. Aw. Don't worry, I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm leaving. Look at all that white clover.
So this is a good piece for flint and steel fire starting, for those of you watching that are interested in that. Sometimes you could find these little pieces of flint along rivers. And if you find a piece that has enough flint in it, get your striker and you could start a fire with your flint and steel. This edge here would do good, this edge here would do good. And I could actually demo that if you give me a moment to go and get my striker. Little pieces. I'll look around a little bit more here. There's little pieces. Alright, I am in the middle of the wildlife refuge here. It says road closed, bridge closed, so we can't drive any further into the wilderness. However, I pulled up right here and there's a bone right there. There's bones. Little bits of bone, more right there, and then right next to that is little tiny pieces of flint. Even here, there's a bigger piece right here. Look at that. So, crazy. Just in the gravel. Alright guys, it is getting late. I lost track of what day I'm on here. This is like day 6, maybe 7. This bridge is like sketchy. I don't want to fall in the swamp. What do we got here? Swamp. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Let me know in the comments if you are, and what else you would like to see. Definitely chime in. I really want to hear what you have to say. And don't forget to hit the like button. Helps out a lot. You'd be surprised. Like and subscribe. Okay, guys. Hey, gooses. coming out blue on the camera?
Yep.
I can feel the mist from here even. This one's further away. The other falls look bigger. It's just because I'm further away. So right here was the rainbow. So I'm standing in a rainbow. I feel the mist hitting me. It's cold, there's wind, and there's awesome rocks right there. I think that's limestone. I can feel the vibration of the water from up here. But there's a water drain right here and here.
It's so loud.
Smells. What does that smell?
River.
It smells like... No, it smells like when you wake up in the forest and it's a misty morning. It's like in a pine forest.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
That's what it smells like. Ah.
That mist. It's very cooling.
Cool. Welcome to Letchworth State Park. This place is pretty big. Like if you look at the map here, the river flows through the whole center of the park. Pretty beautiful. I've only been here once. Here's the info. Donated his 1,000 acre estate to become a park. It's 14,500 acres, 17 miles long. Grand Canyon of the East. Discover the park's fascinating geological history. That's what I am here for. One of the things I really love doing is just driving through areas and looking at the landscape, kind of imagining how things used to be thousands of years ago and how much wider these rivers probably were, and just being amazed that they named it Oil Creek. I don't know why you would name it Oil Creek. I guess if Oil Lake up there, I don't know, I guess it just makes sense. I don't know. See, it says Seneca Nation Oil Spring Territory. Oil spring? I don't know what that means. Does that mean there's just oil flowing out? Maybe. I know nothing about that. But that's one of the things I'm saying is when I'm just driving through areas, like just driving through, I learn things. Because, you know, when I pause, I'll go look that up now on Google and be like, what the heck? Oil spring. And then read about it, and then I got all information about this area too, and then I could map that away in my brain. But we are going to the land of rocks, and I have a good tip on where there is some good flint, so hopefully, I don't know if it's reachable, but we'll see. Autopilot. I sleep now. Good night. Alright, we just crossed the New York border. We're in New York now. and we managed to get gas for $4.32 at the Seneca gas station.
It's like 45 cents cheaper than everywhere else.
Yeah, I don't know how it's so cheap, but it was. And there was big lines for it. So, awesome. And now we're in the town of Allegheny. We just entered it. And I'm not really too sure where we're going yet, but today looks nice. It's hot, and we got stuff to do. Let's go. For anyone new to the channel, I had thyroid cancer. That's what was wrong. They fixed it 6 years ago now. They took it out. I'm good to go. I have some side effects, but I'm still doing this kind of stuff, so I am good. The way they found the thyroid cancer was whatever I did to my shoulder that day, I went and got a MRI scheduled at a spine doctor. I can't think of the name of it.
Orthopedic?
An orthopedic doctor wanted to do an MRI of my shoulder, and when they did the MRI of the shoulder, they saw the cancer in my thyroid. So then I never got my shoulder fixed because I had to go get the cancer fixed. So now I'm trying to fix the shoulder, and I'm in physical therapy right now. I have a week off from physical therapy. They canceled, not me. So I figured I'd come do this and film.
Well, this was its own kind of healing.
Yeah. I always want to go in, but the fish. Fish chasing little fish. Alright, let's go make sure we aren't getting towed. Because I hear
Yep.
a weird thing.
I think another thing for me is to come to beautiful places. I think that in this modern world, you need to take time for that. Jay just talked about exercise and your physical health. Take care of your mental health too. Come to beautiful places. It is so refreshing.
So the other app I recommend everyone to get is the iSeek. I-S-E-E-K.
I'm gonna come around this way of the glare.
iSeek and iNaturalist. When you zoom in, it'll tell you what you took a picture of, whether it be a plant or a bug or a snake or an animal, whatever. And then you could hit view species for learn new things. When you hit view species, it brings up all the about information.
Cool.
New flint and steel kit, some char cloth, and some tinder. I don't know if I'll be able. Got it. I just picked up this side of the road gravel. It's on a dogga. I'm gonna try to just nab something from it real fast. See what I can do. These cracks. Alright, I will try the thicker piece first here. Big crack here. And try this space because it's a little bit wider. Stuff is difficult, but it doesn't mean you can't nab it. Some damage right there. All right. Let's see here. See what we could do. Just real quick. Flakes nice with indirect. Gotta be careful, it takes big flakes on this stuff, the way I hit. Alright. Wide flakes too, gotta be careful. Okay. So far so good. Just gotta watch that crack there. It does not look friendly. Let's see here. Can I get rid of it? You see that? Damage in there. Gotta be careful. Might be a little thick, but it's working. Alright, got that. Let's see if I can thin it more now. Keep it together in one piece here. Try my best. There's some junk right in the middle that's hanging it up. And if I come in from the other way, there's damage there. Let's see what to do. Got rid of some of it from the tip. Shot down and hung up right there. Crystal-y stuff. Alright. Been having some battery charging problems on my phone, so I had to come home. I'm gonna fix that up. I have an appointment to go to. I'm gonna go right back out filming more. Some crystal-y stuff in there. Alright. Just go slow. Now I gotta come in from the base a little bit, so that's scary. Let's see. Hold together, please. There we go. Right there. Straight up. Okay. Now I just gotta be really, really careful. Just shape it. Shape it really carefully. Another little thinning flake there. Do what I can. And I broke it. All right, so let's make a bird point. I knew that damage was gonna get me. So I was going for, I made another point. I uploaded a short from this stuff. And you can see what I did with that one. So I tried to make the same style, like Daltonish, but it didn't want to hold together, this one. That is okay though, I'm gonna get a nice little bird point out of this. Gotta be real careful with that base stuff. Shaping the base, always a problem. Unfortunate. That would have made a nice Dalton. Alright. The base here is still all screwy. Do what we can. There we go. Just got to thin it a little more. Carefully. Hate when that happens. Okay. Stuff, as you can see, works pretty good if you get those angles right. It's a little piece of road gravel, side of the road gravel. And the video's incoming. I show you this stuff, where I find it at least. All right. Let's see here. It flakes real easy compared to like Norman scale. The stuff flakes pretty easy. Now, like I said, I have limited battery here and I'm having problems recording, so I had to come home. I'm gonna probably pick up a new phone with more memory and more battery, and then I'm heading right back out. So, this is just going to be a very quick demo video on this stuff. It's working really nice. If I put more time into this, you'd see it'd be a nice point. Really fancy. But since I have limited time on camera, I'm just going to shape it up to show you it's doable. You could thin that more too. There's a little bit of damage in there, so I'm not going to mess with that too much for the sake of the video. I do have a lot more of this, so I will be making more videos of this stuff. I like it a lot. I just wish I could have gotten some bigger pieces. These are big enough for arrowheads and spear points. Definitely big enough chunks to do that. But, as most of you know, I like making knives. Great for little hunting points and stuff. This is like really quite good. Just get around that damage early if you can. All right. Pretty nice. We'll put some notches in. Like that. As you could see, it's easy to flake. It's good stuff. This is some smelly stuff on a dagga. It smells like petroleum. Just got an alert that I only have 10% battery left. So I'm just going to straighten this out. So the only real mess up is that little cruddy spot there, but nice little bird point. That is about 3/4 of an inch, so that should be legal to hunt with here. I could thin it a little more, but I don't want to mess with the indirect. I would grind this and hit right there to get rid of that mass here. But for the demonstration of this video, that is good enough. And that is from Onondaga Road Ride. What I'm gonna do is try to find a place on here that I could hit and start taking flakes off. The way I knew this was flint was the smoothness of it and just seeing some pieces that fractured off. So we'll get started on this, we'll give it a try. I have a few in case it fails. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit on these edges. Like this. That by itself could be an arrowhead. Alright, so we took off this mass right here. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying to thin it. Keep these, could sharpen them up, use them. It's getting thinner and thinner. Now this stuff is not glossy, glassy. I think it's a New York chert. that they blast away in the limestone. And I'll keep working at it. So I'm going to flip it over now on this edge and get to the lower points to take flakes off this side now. We were taking flakes off that side. There we go. We'll keep that. Shape it down a little bit. Alright. So now we got a biface, just about. Have to thin the base. And to do that, I'm going to grind down on all sides. Just to strengthen the edges a little bit so that when you hit them, they don't just turn to dust. If you grind them like this, it makes them a little stronger. I should probably start down at the bottom when I do this. Alright. I'm gonna do indirect under the knee. Alright, so we're gonna rest this on the edge and hit with an antler. Use a moose antler. So this is the same thing as what I was doing before, just with a direct line, more precise. So like I could line up right here where I made that mark, and it knocks the flake off in a straight line most of the time. We're just going to do this all the way around. Try to thin it more. You see here it's some really rough stuff, so it's going to be difficult to thin this, but we'll be able to do it. Getting a rough shape now. There we go. This is some interesting material. It's kind of glimmery. Does have limestone in it, all this. So we'll try to get rid of some of that. Pretty crummy. So I made this edge low here at the base, and I'm going to try to get rid of this bunch of limestone. So I'm going to grind down. I'll grind all edges just in case. So what I'm going to do is use a smaller bopper, smaller, and aim at that low point there on this ridge. See that bump? And we'll see if we can get rid of that. I hold it real tight right on the line, and then I'm going to hit into the stone, not straight down, but into the stone. Went right along that first line and thinned it, and that is limestone. And we're going to need to do that on the other side as well. Alright, bug. So same thing, just grind it down, get to the low point. So it's straightening out now. I gotta be careful with this limestone stuff because it's usually pretty weak. But it looks like we're past the worst of it here. So I'm gonna switch back to my indirect. Go. Getting there. I think this is going to be a pretty point if it survives. Okay. Doing a pretty good job at thinning it. So this is the point where you want to be really careful because you don't know how sturdy the rock actually is if it's gravel. So I'm going to hit right on this corner, not straight into the base, but at an angle. So I'll be hitting right into here in this direction. Still a little thick. I'm gonna take some off this side. That worked. All right. I have the biface now, preform. It's still a little thick there. Let me try to get some of that off. So it's thick here. I'm gonna hit this edge. Alright, so this is about the size I would use on my arrows to make sure they are sturdy. Okay, I'm gonna say this is good enough. I'm gonna grab my deer hide. This deer hide here was actually a deer my uncle killed over 40 years ago. So this deer hide is older than me. Alright. So now we're just going to sharpen it and shape it by pressure flaking. Same process, just pushing flakes off. And just sharpening and thinning the edge, shaping the point. Keep shaping it. Shaping the tip. This stuff is crumbling a little bit. It's not as sturdy as I would like because of the limestone in it. This stuff is interesting to me. It's like a glossy, not glossy, but glimmery. I don't know if I could show it on camera. It's got little sparkles in it. It's black. Strange. Actually just going to try to thin this just a little more. And what I'm going to do is grind the edge here, flip it over, and use the indirect. I'm going to push in, hit down. You can see the dust coming off of this. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. It causes something called silicosis. It's not too nice. Okay. You can see the pattern on there going straight across. This stuff is really hard to thin, but the point out of this material, hunting point, would have been that thick. Around here at least. So, we're just gonna finish sharpening it, put some notches in it, and then it's good to go. I mean, this came from something like that. Just a little piece of driveway gravel. I serrated this edge a little bit, makes it really sharp. So I'm just going to put some corner notches in here, small ones. This ear is a little off, so I'll fix that. Make the notches go just a little deeper. Yeah. That looks good. Put a little needle tip on it. Now you can put this on an arrow or a spear and hunt with it. It's a little tumbled, but I could probably nap that. I'll give it a try. There is some pretty big blocks. This goes down deep. But this is chert right here, but I'm not about to dig something out. So this is pure limestone. So there's more limestone. This I don't think is anything. I'll check it though. Here, hold the limestone. Sandstone.
Oh.
However, what is that? Looks weird. More sandstone. So a lot of sandstone here. There's some quartzite and very little limestone, but limestone is here. Where you find limestone, you can usually find flint. And we did see a few small pieces here. So this is what the limestone in this area looks like. It's usually a blue inside and a light blue-white cortex weathering. So, yeah, here's a nice piece of limestone right here.
Try that, because
Yeah.
after that last video.
Hear that ring?
Mm-hmm.
Usually means good material. It's cherty. It's limestone with chert. So you can knap this. You can use this. It's just rough, but it'll work, and it's very, very sharp. You could knap this real quick into a spear point or arrowhead. See, it flakes. If it flakes, you could use it. Good stuff. Good limestone here. So that is cherty limestone. It has chert in it. Look around a little bit more. So the road I was on looks very sketchy. So I made a U-turn right here, which was also very sketchy. However, this area is extremely beautiful. So I hopped out of the car and I'm going to film some of it. Look at that. I don't even really know where I am right now. Pretty. There's like nobody here. I'm just in the middle of the woods. It's a dirt road now. Up there was paved. Feels pretty wild. Really enjoying this. Oh. Look at that, guys. Little fall fish. Alright, we'll let him go. How sharp that is.
Ah, jeez. What's going on?
Quartzite.
Oh, wow. It is. It's weird.
Let's try over here. Yeah, quartzite. Look at that.
Shiny. Kind of sugary.
Yeah. It's all quartzites and limestone or shale. So I don't know what this is. Quarters. It's polished. Well, some kind of slate shale. Just polishes up nice. Alright, so on this side, this is a Texas chert arrowhead to split up the groups. Just plain raw Texas chert in the middle. On the left is Canadian Onondaga. This was sent to me by Ontario Rockhound, and I napped quite a few things from it, but this is all I have available to show at the moment. It has white limestone banding with a blue-gray chert. It is kind of hard to nap. Most of the Onondaga New York stuff is kind of hard to nap. Some pieces nap really well. Other pieces not so much. And I'm just going to show these. You can see the limestone in the base there. And this stuff is, it is pretty sharp. Pretty sharp and pretty easy to flake. And slightly glossy. A lot of these I put in an acid bath to bring out that limestone so you could see where it is. You can't really see that limestone when you start napping it until after you put it in the acid. It's got a really pure vein running right through the center here. This one, I kind of messed up on. So I just kind of made it a little drill thingy. But the reason I messed up on it, I didn't realize what was going on until after the acid bath. And you see how much limestone is in that. And the pieces I had to work with after I busted it all apart weren't very big. I did get two nice big blades out of it. One of them went to the Mohegans, and the other one I sold. Okay, so to the left of the Texas chert, Canadian Onondaga chert. To the right is New York Onondaga chert. The very little that I found, it seems to be glossier in most cases. It has different fossils, and the limestone does not come out as much. There's a little bit right there. It's kind of hard to thin this stuff. A lot of it is damaged, freeze damaged. This one I did out of a flake from a really crummy piece on one of my most recent shorts. I just did it real fast with indirect. This was one of the tougher pieces. It kind of looked like that to begin with. Not so friendly. you could compare here like high quality New York to low quality. This is also extremely low quality. Like, look at that. That's terrible. Some of them made some really nice little points with very little limestone deposits, very little defects, but I was only able to get these little bird points like that. This one has a lot of limestone. If you compare the two, these are from the same general area. This one has like no limestone, and this one's almost all limestone. And then the most pure New York that I found, made into a little Dalton thingy. It was not very agreeable. Extremely tough to flake. As compared to like a Texas chert, much easier to shape and thin and notch. And I mean, this is like, I don't even know what I'm knapping there, really. But I was excited to test the New York Onondaga versus the Canadian Onondaga. And in between these areas, there's also Isopus. It's a shale flint. And this stuff I really, really like. I don't have many examples right now. But you could see I threw some acid on this too, and you could see those little deposits in there. But this stuff, way easier to shape, much sharper than both of these. But these things explode on contact, whereas these don't. So if you're firing with this, it's likely to break. You fire with these, not so much. What else I got? I have some Norman scale, which is to the northeast of all of this stuff. And I'm much more familiar with this material. I've been working it for a long time. I really like it. It's, just call it green Norman scale. Green and black Norman scale. This is black Norman scale. Really neat stuff. Really, really tough. This is the stuff that sticks in trees with my bow, and most of the time don't break unless it has a defect in it somewhere. But I don't think I have many other examples right now. Tiny little Isopus point, and just really experimenting with the local stuff here in the Northeast. I did work a piece of Georgetown. Just, comparison. Pretty thin. Really nice. This was actually gifted to me. This was a big flake. And I just decided to work it down in between this stuff. I don't really have too much else here. I have some more Texas stuff that I messed around with. Really still like Texas. Texas is almost as tough. If it's raw Texas, it's almost as tough as the Canadian stuff here. And this is a little more likely to break if you hit something than these. But the flakes show up better on these. Just figured I would go live for a little bit here, not very long. Just look at some of my things I've been messing with. Norman skill. I have this blade, which is kind of weird. Not really too sure what this material is. It naps really good, and it's glassy and like gray-blue with black splotches. This is not Onondaga. And this is kind of from the mountains of New York. Super, super sharp. Featured finding this stuff in one of the... Oh man, one of the full movies. I'll probably link that in after the fact here. And I seem to have lost my flint ridge point. But I had a chunk of flint ridge crystal, and I managed to get a flake off of here that wasn't crazy damaged like that. And I made a nice little point from it, and that is also in another short, recent video. Yeah, I don't see it. The only thing I have left to show is another Texas point from a flake. Couldn't get the flakes to run across this dip, but it still makes a nice point, I think. I like it. Anyway. Just wanted to chime in here since I haven't been around so much. Let's see, do I have anything else at all? Let me see what else I have. In a second here. Oh, okay. So, comparatively, this was made by Ken Wallace, Paleo-Man 52. And this is the Norman scale chert. I wanted to show this in my video where he was talking at the museum, but I couldn't find it. And I just found it, and I'm still amazed at this piece of work. God, what the heck, man? That is amazing. And to be able to get the flakes to show up like that on Norman scale is a crazy feat. I'm very impressed with this thing. Look at that. And I do actually have something to compare here that I can show. I have these casts of Norman scale artifacts from the Sugarloaf site. Just for, you know, comparison of ancient work and modern work, which is really what I'm very interested in. This is a Norman scale fluted point. You could say kind of chunky, but very, very well made. Really amazed with this piece, and I'm really glad I got these casts. I think I'm going to be getting a lot more casts to study and look at. I do have one more from the same site, from the Sugarloaf site in Massachusetts. And this thing, if I could get it out of the bag, is crazy. Jesus, flying everywhere. Alright, look at this thing. So, it was found snapped. But look at that. So, what I see here is extremely high quality Norman scale. This is like really glossy, glassy stuff. This is the confusing point for me. It looks as if, in order to flute these, they're putting them in some kind of jig. Right there. And the jig slipped and shot a flake off that way. You could say it's a reverse flute from the corner up here. And that's what broke it. It looks like, to me. And there's this damage in here as well. But holy cow, guys, look at this thing. Wow! I don't often pull it out to look at it, so I'm kind of... Look at that. Norman scale often does have that kind of crummy crud in it that makes things hang up. You can see the flute on this side hung up right in that junk. But I would like to get, if they have it all, Onondaga casts of stuff like that, because this is all I managed from New York stuff. Like, this is the best I managed from New York stuff. From Canada stuff, I was able to make something similar to this. Nowhere near as nice as that, but similar. But man, if anybody knows of, you think impact fracture? from hitting here? Hitting something, like at an angle? Yeah, that's possible too. Just strange, man. Trying to see if there's any other sign of hitting something. Maybe a rib? The point was found, I think, in 3 pieces. I'm not sure, I'll have to look. I only see one crack here, though. There's some more of that damage. Like crud. But really cool piece. Either way, impact damage is cooler to me because that means it hit something. What did this hit? Alright. That is about all I have available to show right now. Still crazy. That is crazy. I would love to make something like this. Alright guys, let me know what you think of this stuff compared to this stuff. That's the main point of the video right now. I just wanted to really analyze this stuff and compare to Canadian. It's from the same stuff pretty much, but it looks like different fossils. Different fossils here, more limestone here apparently. But this stuff, like, I love this stuff. This stuff smells. This stuff from Canada smells a lot stronger than the stuff from New York. The stuff from New York still smells like oil, but nothing like this stuff. You crack this stuff open, it almost burns your eyes. So, let me know if this is laggy at all. But I'm at a creek here. I got some of the rock I collected. Just a tiny bit. I'm gonna try it. My tools are kind of scattered all over the place here. Hold on a second. Alright. I'll try this piece first. Looks kind of cracked and damaged here. Let's see what I could come up with. Wow, that piece is really damaged. Alright, what else do I have? Let me try this stuff. This stuff seems more solid. See if I could get a nice big flake. Maybe not. There we go. It's kind of cracked. Let's see what I could get from it. Let me try another piece. It's got all kinds of freeze damage in there. Let's see what we can come up with it. If anything. bring your finds to the archaeology department. Which finds are you speaking of? Artifacts? Yes, every artifact I find I bring right down to the museum. If I don't bring it, I take pictures of it. This is going to be hard to knap something out of this. It's kind of cracked all over the place. Let's see if we could come up with anything at all. It's going to be hard. This is not flaking too good. It's just kind of crumbling. Maybe this piece, maybe make a lamoka out of that. This piece is flaking okay. Still just kind of crumbling, man. Let's see. Alright, got kind of a funky piece here. Let's see if I could indirect some of it. I want to stick an antler in a piece of wood. Actually, they tell me to keep it. They just document it. They want to know the area that it was found, what conditions it was found in, what I found, anything at all. Quite a few years actually, and they take pictures of it. They take a 3D picture of it, and then they put it in a database. So I have not found a good solution for when I'm out here like this doing indirect, because it just kind of doesn't work as well sitting like this. Now this is Onondaga chert that I found in a creek. I'm not too used to this material. I'm still kind of learning. I don't want to hit it too hard and destroy the whole thing. How's the live going? Is it lagging at all? Is the video okay? Kind of right off a highway here, doing this. Cool. So what I'm going to do with this live, if I successfully make a point at least, is inserted into my main travel video that I am currently recording. I'm out kind of in the middle of nowhere recording right now. Just taking off some nice flakes, like really nice flakes. You just gotta find a piece that isn't freeze damaged. Crystal-y stuff in here too. I have a tarp down right here to collect all these flakes. Have fun, man. Have fun, man. I just finished rock hounding. I'm gonna try to make this point if I can. It's kind of really difficult at the moment. There's a lot of limestone in there at the tip. Yeah, I'm gonna make a kind of lamoka because this material is not... I'll have to dig down deeper into the rock to get something good. This will be good for a fast point though. Man, look at that. Yeah. Get rid of some of it, at least. Now I wonder if the lamoka points found were made in that style for this exact reason. It's just the way the rock wants to go. Kind of missing the messages a little bit. Let's see, how do I go back? All messages. The limestone section here doesn't want to flake. I'm gonna have to hit harder. Took the tip off. This is not the best rock. It's gonna be a little tiny thing when I'm finished. So what I was saying, I get distracted a lot while I'm napping. I'm out in the wild collecting rock. And I just wanted to test some, so I came on live. It's working, but it's not that great. But it'll work for hunting. It'll work for napping. It's a good challenge. And I'm just looking at places like this behind me here. Let's see. Working on a piece of melted and reformed glass. Can't seem to get it to flake all the way across. To get it to flake all the way across, your best bet is this, in my opinion. That's the way I do it. I really need to sharpen these tools up. kind of trying to thin it at the moment. It's not thinning too easy. There we go. Got it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm always happy when I'm able to get something fairly good out of these points. Got a nice biface now. Gotta thin it a little bit. Base is going to be a problem. I'll just lightly do this. Problem is that this rock is so tough, I'm really having to hit it hard. And when I really hit it hard, it keeps fracturing in weird places. So I think what I'm going to do, let's see, I don't know if antler will too well on this unless it's sharp. Let's try to sharpen it up, and yeah, that works. So as I said, I'm out in the woods, and I hopped off the highway here. The highway's like right here, right up here. I saw this nice creek. I tried casting in here and broke my line. And kind of in the middle of nowhere at the moment. I'm surprised the live is working. I'm just really quick trying to do this. Kind of at a fishing hole here. I don't want any fishermen coming down and jumping in on the live because they like to do that. Oh, hey, what are you doing? You playing with rocks? Yep, here they come. Okay, so that is like excellent for a hunting point. I'm just gonna keep doing this even though there's people jumping down here. It's the risk you take with going live. I do want to show that this is good before I have to click out. I'm gonna do the base as quick as I can. Yeah, it's a really nice spot. I figured I would get a little meditation in here and nap a point. Just shaping up the base. All right, not the best point I've ever done. And I'm also rushing now to get this done. All right. Put some notches in it, super fast. Okay, so this stuff definitely works. Look at that. Perfect for a little hunting point. Looks like a lot of the artifacts I saw in a museum up that way, honestly. Made from the same material. It'll work. Alright, so out of a piece of freeze crack stuff like that, managed a little point. And, alright. Leah is right there.
Hello.
You hear her? She is enjoying the creek. I have my phone on a little tripod right now, so give her a break from filming. She's been filming with this thing. Hold this thing in front of the camera. She's been using this to get wildlife shots. There was a cool looking bird here. She was being a silent ninja. She's always a silent ninja. All right, guys. I have quite a bit of this stuff. And like, it's really, when you get into it, it's really good. If you got the time to slow down, which I do not right now, you could make some really, really excellent stuff. I don't think I have any examples, but here's a cleaner piece. You can see those colors and shine in it. You just got to get deeper into the spalls. And this will make a much nicer point than what I just made. That's a really rough point, but there are artifacts found like that. So they did use stuff like this. But it's been a while since I checked in with everybody, so I just wanted to check in and hop on the live, maybe answer some questions if anybody has any. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm recording the travel videos right now, so I'm gonna clip this segment, this live, into a shortened version in the travel video, so that people could see when I'm collecting this stuff what you could make out of it. I want to record getting a really nice blade out of this stuff, but that's not going to happen on live because there's just too many interruptions and nervousness of fishermen coming over and be like, "What are you doing? Why are you hitting stuff with antler? It looks weird." What's up, Timbite? Yeah, make sure you subscribe to get this upcoming series. I got all new videos coming out, and just comment on this stuff so it gets seen. I'm doing pretty good with that. I'm averaging, after a few weeks, about 1,000 views on all of the videos, with the exception of the napping videos. Surprising to me. Chips. All right. Thumbs up, folks. It's free. Yep. And if you're not subbed, sub. You get more videos like this. I hop on live kind of randomly, and if you're not subbed, you won't get notified of that at all. You'll probably never even see it.
Oh yeah, hit that bell icon.
Yeah, there's also a bell icon somewhere that you hit all notifications, and then it'll alert you whenever I come on live or upload the travel videos, or even shorts, I believe. I've been doing some shorts here and there of just showing what this stuff is capable of. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna try to fish a little more and then get back on the road. I needed a break from driving. I'm exhausted. So I hope you guys are all having a good time. And if I get a chance, I will hop on another live before this trip is over. And yeah, that's about it, guys.
See ya.
Leah says bye. She's walking back to the car. So, I will see you guys soon. You have a good one. Go look for rocks. It's a nice day. Look at this. All right, guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good one.